Right, welcome to Earth and Space Science Reference Table review. Today we're going to review page 11, cross-section model of Earth's surface and interior. On this diagram, we have several tectonic plate movements, and we're going to look at each of them separately. On the far left, we see a ridge in the ocean underwater. We have some rising magma. We have some rising magma on the bottom here, creating a divergent plate boundary. We have some volcanoes as a result of it forming here. We have some faults where the Earth is breaking into creating cracks. The tectonic plate 1 labeled here, and then tectonic plate 2 is labeled a little bit on the left in this diagram. We have ocean labeled here as well. And again, remember this picture is not, or this model is created not to scale. Next thing we see here under the ocean again, creating these volcanic islands. So underwater volcano we have is these hot spots. So as the magma rises to the surface through difference in density, it's creating these underwater volcanoes that erupt, forming new crust on the ocean. So we have this hotspot volcano here. We have some extinct volcanoes that are not there anymore. Well, they're still there, but they are not getting any bigger because this hotspot actually moved as the plate moved. So these volcanoes are not getting bigger anymore. So here's the new volcano that is forming. One of these hotspots we can observe in the Hawaiian Islands. Next boundary we see here is between tectonic plate number 2 and tectonic plate number 3. They are coming together, are convergent. So we have oceanic crust that is has a higher density than continental crust. It's getting subducted or pushed under our continent, and as it's pushing down, it's melting. So what do we see here is this trench that is forming, okay, and then we have mountains and volcanoes are forming on this continental plate as oceanic crust begins to melt and a hot molten magma is rising to the surface. Better view of this process, we have tectonic plate number 2 sinking under the tectonic plate number 3, okay? And then what we see is these mountains forming, the volcanoes are forming as the tectonic plate number 2 melts, and this magma rising, creating these volcanoes. If we notice these little different colored layers here, showing us this metamorphic rock formation under heat and pressure. Our metamorphic rocks are forming. We have a continent that's labeled here for us. And then we have, of course, our magma that is rising from the melting plate. This model, we see the main driving force for our tectonic plates, which is our convection currents, a hot magma rising as the density is decreasing, so the hotter magma is flowing to the surface, creating that movement, and then the cooler magma is sinking, creating that kind of circular motion where the cooler fluids are sinking because they have a higher density, and warmer liquids are rising because they have a lower density, creating that kind of circular motion that moves our tectonic plates. Right, and that is all for our cross-sectional model of Earth's surface and interior. Remember, this model is not drawn to scale. It's just to demonstrate the mechanism behind the movement of tectonic plates. All right. Good luck. Have a happy studying.